All right, we are following the continued meltdown in MAGA-World over the Trump FBI raid. This started Monday night during our live coverage. We watched Sean Hannity absolutely lose it in some breathless 11-minute monologue about who even knows what, Benghazi and Obama and due process. Who knows what he was talking about? This continued yesterday, and we're going to look at some examples. And what's notable about these is obviously they're running interference for Trump. Now, there's a couple things that can be going on. Some of these folks may themselves be worried that they could be implicated in the materials found at Mar-a-Lago. It's conceivable. The second part of this is, look at how quickly they are willing to abandon their supposed principles as soon as they don't like the way things are going. I'm going to give you one example here. Here is Charlie Kirk, seen as a hero to young conservatives around the country and all this different stuff. He says, well, if Trump was raided, then they should raid Black Lives Matter, Planned Parenthood, and George Soros. Why would you raid those things? That doesn't make any sense, Charlie. Well, let's see if he explains it.
And I'm going to say this plainly and bluntly. Raids must be met with raids. They raid Donald Trump's home. Well, why don't you go raid BLM for burning down $1 billion worth of property in the summer of 2020?
So each of those property crimes is being and has been investigated. And you don't need a raid if you don't believe that there is evidence of a crime at a location. Like sometimes you would just arrest somebody. You know, you don't necessarily always need a raid in lots of types of alleged crimes. But why would you start raiding people? It doesn't make sense, Charlie.
They raid Donald Trump. Well, why don't you go raid Planned Parenthood for all of their, let's just say, very revealing crimes that was revealed 5 or 6 years ago on camera?
Yeah. Charlie Kirk is referring to a sort of staged sting operation that was then used to make false claims about Planned Parenthood. And there is no reason that today you would start raiding Planned Parenthood because a legal search warrant was executed at Donald Trump's home.
They raid Donald Trump. Why does George Soros get away with everything he's doing, funding attorney general's offices?
Well, funding attorney general's offices, what crime has taken place, Charlie? And also, why do they always bring George Soros into this, these conspiracy theorists?
Globalist, internationalist, Trotskyite socialists, unlike Obama, Trudeau, Macron, and the rest of these Zio beasts.
Yeah. George Soros, Charlie, it's a little bit too on the nose. So all of a sudden, due process going out the window, just start raiding everybody. Then there's the planted evidence conspiracy theory. We already did a segment on that earlier in the show, but just to be thorough, I am going to play it again so that we include it in this clip. There are 10 of these I could play. Here's just one. This is the planted evidence conspiracy theory, and I won't subject you to all of it. Let's just listen to a little bit of it.
By 20 or 30 points.
Yes.
And she's part of this. I mean, she is part of the effort to turn the system into basically a tyrannical, anti-conservative, anti-Republican, constant violation of the law, which is what the January 6th committee is. You have a fake committee being covered by the fake news with a fake FBI, which, by the way, you'll notice they didn't allow anybody on the Trump side into Mar-a-Lago. So we have no idea whether or not they planted evidence.
Yes, that's exactly right. And Newt, I have a couple thoughts. Number one, I wish I trusted our law enforcement. You need some form of law enforcement to have a civil society. But I'm right with you. I say, oh, they're planting evidence. How disappointing of a place we are in our country where our immediate reaction is that our own law enforcement agency might be planning evidence against a former president.
There is no such evidence. There is no reason to believe that they are planting evidence. There is simply no reason to believe that. And then here's another talking point that a lot of them are now stuck to. And that talking point is, if the FBI can do this to Trump, they could do this to anyone. No one is safe. This is a very dumb talking point, and I'll tell you why in a moment. Here's Tennessee Republican Senator Marsha Blackburn using this one.
I think that there are a lot of questions that we justifiably have, and we want answers because if the FBI can do this to President Donald Trump, they can do it to you, and the American people know that.
That is such a silly talking point. What does it mean if they can do it to Trump, they can do it to you? Is a president, are VIPs, are wealthy socialites, the elites, whatever term you want to use, the Bilderbergs? No, I'm not doing the Jones thing. Should they be exempt? Should they get special treatment? And also, we know it can happen to all of us. It happens to all of us all the time. That's the whole point. The point is it doesn't happen to these people at the top echelons of society. That's why it could happen to you if it happens to Trump. We know it could happen to us, Marsha. It happens to us all the time. The question is, will anybody of significant power actually be held accountable? So brain worms, a major, major problem with a lot of these right-wing conspiracy theories. And maybe the most brain wormy of them all is the Trump assassination plot conspiracy theory. It's so wacky, I want to separate it and talk about it now in its own right.
Who doesn't love a good cereal? The crunchiness, the sweetness, it satisfies in a serious manner. But then you grow up and now all the healthy cereals are boring and bland and they get soggy. And this is where Magic Spoon comes in. It is that sweet, crunchy texture you loved from childhood with 0 grams of sugar, only 4 to 5 net carbs, perfect if you're doing keto, only 140 calories per serving, and packed with 14 to 15 grams of protein. Magic Spoon spent years developing the recipes. It's really the only cereal on the market to get the texture and the flavor right without the sugar and without a ton of carbs. They have flavors like cocoa, honey nut, fruity, peanut butter. Maybe you want to go adventurous. They've got blueberry muffin, maple waffle, cookies and cream, or cinnamon roll. That brings back memories. I love Magic Spoon. The whole team does. But if you don't, you'll get a full refund. But I know it's about to become your new favorite cereal. You'll get $5 off when you go to magicspoon.com/Pacman. The link is down below.